Last I checked, there's over 300 techniques and they all get results or they wouldn't exist. What sets my approach with chiropractic apart is while I was in school, we had a doctor who taught one of my favorite classes, SOT, which stands for sacral occipital technique. And that's just one of the many techniques there are, right? Last I checked, there's over 300 techniques and they all get results or they wouldn't exist. There are some people that marry themselves to a specific technique and they only look at it through the lens of that technique. And they get good results for their patients. But what this one doctor taught me is he only got to the point of teaching this class because he was denied teaching the class he actually liked. Like the class he was taught in was a class called Thompson. And he's like, I was very passionate about it. I learned from one of the founders, like, this is what I'm passionate about. This is what I know. This is what I want to teach. And they go, well, how about this? And he's like, I haven't studied that since I was in school. And they said, best get learning. So he learned everything he could about this one technique. And then they said, he went back and said, hey, you know, that Thompson class, I really want to teach this Thompson class. Like, how do I do that? And they're like, we got another one you can teach instead. So he learned something else from the beginning. And the conversation he and I had and why he practices the way he does now with multiple techniques is that it gives him the lens of having checks and balances so that you're not chronically focusing in through the lens of just one specific thing. And that's the lens that I like to practice with is I've got my go-to checks that I'll do first. And then I've got a system of counter checks that I learned from other techniques to just make sure, like, am I finding the primary subluxation pattern, which is, you know, subluxation is just that stress that's stuck on the nervous system. Am I using the technique that just is going to give me one pathway, or is there something else that I can do on top of it that's going to help me confirm that from a completely different lens? Not every brain works that way, but my brain lets me sit there and do 3 or 4 different things at the same time so that I can verify that what I'm doing makes the most sense and is appropriate for the patient.